Hello there, Rosanna here, fertility, pregnancy, birth, postnatal and baby specialist, doula and emotional mental detox coach. And I really wanted to reach out to those of you who have been desperately trying to get pregnant and not getting pregnant or not staying pregnant. Two words there, desperate and trying. Both imply there's been a lot of hard work involved and you're not getting the results that you actually want. Now, the word trying, in my opinion, should be taken out of baby making, because the moment that you start declaring with your word that you are trying to get pregnant, you are implying that it's going to be difficult. Let's take you back to the start. You're excited about growing a family. You've made the choice that you're going to start opening to the idea of being a parent, and you start your trying journey. First month goes by, you get your period. Okay. Second month goes by, you get your period. Third month goes by, and so on and so on. And you're starting to build up now a negative association with your cycle. Usually we have huge disappointment with the fact that we have actually got our period. Then that passes and we start to get excited about moving towards ovulation time. Maybe what you're doing at this stage is you are relying on an ovulation kit to tell you when you're when you are ovulating, or you're relying on an app. And I don't recommend either of those particular devices, if you like, because they take you away from you starting to really listen to the signals of your body. And it is there that you will know when you are actually ovulating, because we are not computers, okay? We do not operate like clockwork. We have our own individual rhythms. And if you were to keep a diary of your moon time, of your menstrual cycle, and you actually see how it actually works and when you come on, and also where you are in relation to the moon, you will find over time that your cycle actually changes. And sometimes it will be closer to the full moon, and sometimes it will be closer to the new moon in terms of when you will get your bleed. Either way, if you have been getting to that point where you're ready, you're ovulating, you're excited about the idea that this could be the month, you do the do, and then you're waiting. And as the days go by, you kind of go from that hopeful optimism to a little bit of anxiety, to more anxiety, to fear that the feelings that you're feeling in your body are more likely to be your period coming than the fact that you are pregnant. And we start to build up a negative dialogue with our bodies. So we find ourselves dreading the day that our moon time is due, that's our period. And then it comes, and then there's another month that has gone by where you've gone through this cycle of up and down. The more months that go by, the more you expect it. And because you're expecting it, your body cannot tell the difference. Your brain actually cannot tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. So you end up, without realizing it, getting yourself stuck in a loop of negative expectation. And it is that keeps creating the result that you're getting, which is that you're not conceiving or you're not staying pregnant for long. Now, we know that stress is a huge factor in preventing pregnancy, either a healthy pregnancy going to term or conceiving in the first place. Because you know what? Nature's clever. It is not a healthy environment for a baby to grow in, one that is stressed all the time. So check in with yourself. How does it feel to be in your body? How are your emotions on a day-to-day basis? How do you feel in your heart? Is your whole life now about growing a baby and you will only be happy when you're actually pregnant? What is it like being inside your head? Would you want to be in your head? Would you want to be in your womb? And I say this because if you wouldn't, then it's not going to be an inviting environment for a baby to come into. And it is important to remember that both you and your partner contribute 50% DNA to your baby's development. Okay, so it's not just about you, it's about your partner too. Both of you want to be feeling good. Both of you want to be feeling happy. Both of you want to be taking all the measures you can to reduce stress in your life and to increase health, however you go about doing that. So if you actually want to move out of the cycle of trying, which is what I do with my clients when they actually come and work with me on my Conceive with Ease program, we move out of this sympathetic nervous system response of fight, flight, freeze. And I use a combination of methods, including very simple yoga-based practices. I work with the subconscious mind through emotional and mental detox and reprogramming. And I work with looking at every area of your physical life and aligning that area with the intention you have to grow a healthy and happy baby fully to term and to have an enjoyable birth and an enjoyable experience of parenthood. For me, it is very important to look at the whole journey rather than just getting pregnant, because I often see women get to the point where they have conceived, and then they spend the whole time they're pregnant terrified of losing the baby. Again, this does not do you or your baby justice, because your baby's going to grow in a high stress environment because you are fearful all the time. So we want to clear that fear before you conceive. And it is important to recognize that nature has a time lag, okay, that responds to the environment around you. So if you can imagine that your physical body is the environment your baby is going to grow in, so it's the ecosystem that your baby is going to grow in. Equally, you live in an environment which includes your home, your work life, what you do socially, your commuting time, your friends, your family, the whole shebang. That is your environment. And the question is, how much does that environment support your intention to actually have a baby? How will it work for you to bring a baby into this environment? And what changes are going to need to be made for it to be a welcoming environment for a little one to come? I work with preparing parents to welcome highly evolved souls. And by that I mean sensitive souls, okay? Because it has become harder for people to conceive naturally, and this is largely because we are living in a very fast-paced and stressful world. It doesn't seem to matter which country you live in, we are all faced with the same issues. So it is about being able to change our attitude to the environment that we live in, our perception of the environment that we live in, and also to make changes in our environment that will facilitate what we want. So if you want to move out of trying and you actually want to be one of my next success stories, then what is important for you to understand here is that it's going to take you to take a shift, to make a shift, to be willing to do something differently, and to start to utilize your mind in a different way, so that you can actually consider this journey as something that involves your heart, your mind, and your body, not just your body. So when you actually make that choice, you can then look at how things can change. And this is where I come in with my program, because I offer you a very complete, holistic program to support you to line up your subconscious programming with your conscious will, and to look at what blocks are preventing you from actually getting pregnant. As you know, I've just mentioned that the whole concept of trying implies hard work, and that's just one aspect of it. So moving into behaving as though you're already pregnant is very important, and moving out of the idea that it's something in the future and actually bringing it into the idea that it is happening now and you are already in process really helps. The rest is what we do together, and you can either work with my product as a self-study product that you follow in your own time, or you can join one of my group coaching programs that is online, or work with me one-to-one with your partner if you so choose, and I do highly recommend that if you want to maximize your success rates. I can tell you that my course more than doubles your chances of conceiving through assisted fertility methods such as IVF, and I would highly recommend you come to me first. You will save a lot of money no matter what you spend with me. I have currently an 87% success rate, which is unheard of in the assisted fertility methods world, and I have made another video to explain why that is the case. But essentially, if you are done with trying and you want to move into the place of actually having what you want, then please book a breakthrough call with me, and let's discuss what we're actually going to need to do in order to get you from where you are to where you want to be. Now, the call does have a cost, and know that in itself you will receive lots of information that will support you to go on your journey, whether you continue with me and my Conceive with Ease course or not. But if you do choose to work with me, either with the one-to-one or the group coaching option, I will take the cost of the call off the group or one-to-one coaching. So this is the incentive for you to come in now, book an appointment, and let's see what we can do to get you where you want to be. Leaving it there. Namaste.